Good morning, students. In this lecture 29th of quantum mechanics, we will discuss our next topic, which is a particle incident at the finite step potential having energy less than the potential barrier. So what is the step potential? It is called as step potential because its shape is like that of step. So this is the shape of the step potential. So that is why, because of its shape like step, it is known as step potential. So here you can see that the potential Vx, it is plotted against x. So this is the point where x is equal to 0. For x less than 0, step potential V, it is 0. And for x greater than 0, the potential is equal to V0, that is constant. And this V0, it is greater than 0. So this is the definition of step potential. Suppose this is region 1 and this is region 2. In region 1, the potential is 0. This is the region where x is less than 0. And for region 2, x is greater than 0, and this is the region in which this Vx, it is equal to V0. Now if the particle, it is having energy less than this potential, step potential, then this step potential, it will act as a barrier for that particle. So now we will analyze this problem according to classical mechanics and then according to quantum mechanics. So this is quantum mechanical view. According to quantum mechanics, suppose we have a particle of mass small m and its total energy is E. It is moving in this region 1 and it is moving towards the region 2. At x is equal to 0, what will happen? It will face this potential barrier of height Vx is equal to V0. So why we are showing the particle as a wave? This is the de Broglie wave associated with the particle. So as initially the particle, it is approaching this barrier. So the de Broglie wave, it can be represented as incident wave, having wave function psi incident. And at this point, a part of this wave, it will be reflected back, and a part of this wave, it will be transmitted into the region 2. So this is quantum mechanical view. But according to classical mechanics, this is the classical view. According to classical mechanics, if a particle having energy E less than this potential barrier, it will be completely reflected back into the region 1. Means according to classical mechanics, this particle, it cannot enter into this region 2. Why? Because the total energy of the particle, which is constant, it is less than this height of potential barrier. Also, we know that this total energy, it is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So here, if this total energy, it is less than this potential barrier, then from the calculations, kinetic energy of the particle comes out to be negative, which is not possible. So that's why this particle, classical mechanics, according to classical mechanics, this particle, it cannot penetrate this barrier and it cannot enter this region 2, because in region 2, energy of the particle, it is smaller than potential, which will make its kinetic energy negative. That is not possible. So it will be completely reflected back into the region 1. So now we will discuss the results of this quantum mechanical view, that how the particle, it behaves quantum mechanically. So here is the theory which I have already told you. We are having a particle of mass m, total energy E. It is present in the region x less than 0. and moving towards potential barrier. At x is equal to 0, the step potential, it changes abruptly from 0 to V naught. So this is the classical view which I have already told you. So from here, because this E, it is less than V, so this E minus V, it will come out to be negative. So this kinetic energy, it is negative according to classical mechanics. So now we will discuss quantum mechanical view. So as the potential on right hand side, that is in region 2, it is V naught, and it is only a function of x, and it is independent of time, because this V naught, it is constant value. So that's why we will use time independent Schrodinger wave equation in one dimension, and we know that one dimensional time independent Schrodinger wave equation is given by d square psi by dx square plus 2m by h cut square E minus V psi equals to 0. Now we will find the solution of this Schrodinger equation in region 1 and in region 2. So in region 1, we know that potential V, it is 0. So put this value in this equation 1. We'll get d square psi by dx square plus 2m by h cut square. E minus 0 will be E. It is equal to 0. This implies d square psi by dx square plus, suppose this 2me by h cut square is equal to k1 square, and this is equation 2, where this k1 square, it is equal to 2me by h cut square, and suppose this as equation 3rd. So this is the second order differential equation of psi with respect to x. Now we have to find its solution. So to find its solution, we have d square plus k square, k1 square, it is equal to 0. D square is equal to minus k1 square. This is the auxiliary equation. So d is equal to plus minus root. This minus 1, you can write it as iota square. So square root of iota square k1 square, it will be iota k1. So it comes out to be plus minus iota k1. So the solution of this second order differential equation will be psi, it is equal to a e raised to power plus iota k1x plus b e raised to power minus iota k1x. And suppose in region 1, the psi is equal to psi 1. In region 1, the value of psi is psi 1. And suppose this as equation 4th. This equation 4th, it is the solution of this second order differential equation in region 1. Or you can say that this is the solution of this time independent Schrodinger wave equation in region 1. And here this A, it is the amplitude of the incident wave, and this B, it represents the amplitude of the reflected wave. Now in region 2, the value of the potential Vx is V naught. So put this value in the Schrodinger wave equation, which is d square psi by dx square plus 2m by h cut square. E minus V is V naught. Psi, it is equal to 0. And we know that this potential V naught, it is greater than E. This potential V naught, it is greater than E. So take negative sign common. It will be d square psi by dx square plus take negative sign common, 2m by h cut square v naught minus e psi, it is equal to 0. It will be d square psi by dx square minus 2m by h cut square v naught minus e psi, it is equal to 0. And suppose this as equation 5th. And suppose this minus 2m by h cut square v naught minus e is equal to k2 square. Put this value in equation 5th and we get d square psi by dx square minus k2 square psi is equal to 0. Now we have to find the solution of this second order differential equation. And we can write this minus 1 is equal to iota square. So we have d square psi by dx square plus iota square k2 square psi, it is equal to 0. So we can rearrange this d square psi by dx square plus iota k2 whole square psi, it is equal to 0. So what will be the solution of this differential equation? Write the auxiliary equation according to which we have d square plus iota k2 whole square, it is equal to 0. Minus iota k2 whole square. So this d will be plus minus root minus iota k2 whole square, and this minus 1, it is equal to iota square. So iota square into k2 square. So it will be iota raised to power 4. Iota raised to power 4 is plus 1. So we have plus minus square root of k2 square, which gives us d is equal to plus minus k2. So what will be the solution of this differential equation? It will be the linear combination of e raised to power plus k2x and e raised to power minus k2x. And the wave function of the particle in region 2, suppose it as psi 2. So this is the solution of the Schrodinger wave equation in region 2. And suppose this as equation 6th and this one as 7th. Now in this equation 6th, this is the solution of Schrodinger wave equation in region 2, and we know that in region 2, when x will approach to infinity, because region 2 it lies to the right hand side of x is equal to 0. So in this region, when x approaches to infinity, at that time this x approaches to infinity, it will make this first term approaches to infinity. So when x approaches to infinity, this e raised to power minus infinity, it will become 0. But this term, it will become infinity. If this term is infinity, it means at x approaches to infinity, psi is infinity, which violates the properties of acceptable wave function, because only those wave functions are acceptable for which psi approaches to 0, wave function vanishes at x approaches to infinity. But here, when x approaches to infinity, e raised to power plus k2x, it will also approach to infinity, which implies that this psi 2, it will approach to infinity. So which is not possible. So therefore, take C is equal to 0. Therefore, take this C part, it is equal to 0. So we have the acceptable wave function in region 2. It is just equal to d e raised to power minus k2x. So now we have calculated, find out the wave functions of region 1 and region 2. So we have found out that in region 1, the wave function is given by psi 1 and it is equal to a e raised to power plus iota k1x plus b e raised to power minus iota k1x. And in region 2, the wave function is given by psi 2 and it is equal to d e raised to power minus k2x. Now we will apply the boundary conditions. So apply boundary conditions. What are the boundary conditions? At x is equal to 0, see the behavior of wave function psi 1 and psi 2 and their first derivatives. So at x is equal to 0, according to the definition of the wave function, it must be continuous at x is equal to 0. So therefore, first boundary condition will be that the value of psi 1 at x is equal to 0, it must be equal to the value of psi 2 at x is equal to 0. Only then wave function psi will be continuous. Similarly, according to the boundary condition 2, if and only if the first derivatives of psi 1 at x is equal to 0 and psi 2 at x is equal to 0, if they are equal, only then this first derivative, it will be continuous. Only then the first derivative of wave function d psi by dx, it will be continuous and the wave function will be acceptable. So we will apply these boundary conditions. So according to first boundary condition, we have, what is the value of psi 1? It is a e raised to power plus iota k1, value of x is 0, plus b e raised to power minus iota k1, value of x is 0. It is equal to the value of psi 2, that is d e raised to power minus k2, value of x is 0. So we have a e raised to power 0 will be 1 plus b e raised to power 0 will be 1, again it is equal to d. And suppose this as equation 9th. Now according to second boundary condition, we have what will be the value of d psi 1 by dx. Differentiate this psi 1 with respect to x. So it will be a e raised to power plus iota k1x plus b e raised to power minus iota k1x, its differentiation with respect to x, then at x is equal to 0. It will be equal to the differentiation of d e raised to power minus k2x with respect to x at x is equal to 0. So calculate it. So this will be the derivative. Now put x is equal to 0 on both sides. We have iota a k1 e raised to power 0 will be 1 minus iota b k1 e raised to power 0 will be 1. It is equal to minus d k2 e raised to power 0 will be 1. From here we know that this iota k1 is common, so take this iota k1 common. We have a minus b, it is equal to minus dk2, and calculate the value of a minus b here. From here find the value of a minus b. It will be minus iota k2 by k1 into d. So a minus b is equal to minus iota k2 by k1 into d, and suppose this as equation 10th. Equation 9th was a plus b is equal to d, and equation 10th is a minus b is equal to this. So now what we will do, now we have to find the values of a and b in terms of d, and we will find the values of ab from this equation 9th and 10th. So what we will do, first adding 9th and 10th, we get a plus b plus a minus b, it is equal to d minus iota k2 by k1 into d. We have added the left hand sides of the two equations and right hand sides of the two equations, and we have b minus b will be cancelled out, so we have 2a, it is equal to, take d common, 1 minus iota k2 by k1 implies a is equal to d by 2 1 minus iota k2 by k1. So we have found out a in terms of d. So next is subtract 10th from 9th. So now what will happen, we have a plus b, it is 9th equation, minus 10th means minus a plus b, it will be equal to, this is right hand side of 9th minus right hand side of 10th, so minus and minus will be plus. Now this a and minus a, it will be cancelled out, so we have 2b, it is equal to, take d common, 1 plus iota k2 by k1. So we have found out b in terms of d. Now put the values of a and b in the wave function psi1. Therefore psi1 was a e raised to power iota k1x plus b e raised to power minus iota k2x, and we know that this was representing incident wave, so this is psi incident, and this was representing reflected wave, so this is psi reflected. So this psi incidence, it is equal to a e raised to power plus iota k1x, and what is a? A is d by 2 1 minus iota k2 by k1 e raised to power plus iota k1x. So this is the wave function of incident wave in region 1. Similarly, what will be the wave function of reflected wave? It will be d by 2 1 plus iota k2 by k1 into e raised to power minus iota k2x. So wave function for reflected wave, it is b is d by 2 1 plus iota k2 by k1 e raised to power minus iota k1x. So this is the wave function for the reflected wave, and the wave function for the transmitted wave, it is equal to psi2, and it is equal to d e raised to power minus k2x. So we have found out the wave function for the transmitted wave, wave function for the reflected wave, and the wave function of the incident wave. And now we have to found out that out of 100% incident wave, how much percentage is reflected back and how much of it is transmitted into the region 2. Means that is being calculated by reflection coefficient and transmission coefficient. So now we will try to find the reflection coefficient. It means out of the total incident wave, how much of it is being reflected back. And what is transmission coefficient? It will tell us that how much of the incident wave it is being transmitted into the region 2 from region 1. So that is given by transmission coefficient. So this reflection coefficient, it is the ratio of reflected probability current density to the incident probability current density, and it tells us about the fraction of the incident particle or the incident wave reflected, and it is denoted by capital R. So this probability current density, it is denoted by S, and it is equal to V into psi star psi. V is the velocity of wave in that region, and psi star psi, it is the probability density, and the product of these two, it is the probability current density. Okay, I have not proven this V psi star psi, so I will provide the notes that how this probability current density, it comes out to be equal to V into psi star psi. We will discuss this in our next lecture. So that is not in your syllabus, but this result, it is in your syllabus. So now we will write this probability current density for reflected wave and as well as for incident wave. So this probability current density for reflected wave, it will be V1, because the particle is in region 1, and in region 1 velocity is V1. And as we are discussing the reflected wave, so we will take the wave function of the reflected wave. And probability current density of incident wave will be, as the particle, it stays in region 1, and in region 1 velocity is V1, into psi incident. Now put both these values in this equation, and this V1 and V1, it will be cancelled out, and we will have this R is equal to psi star psi of reflected wave divided by psi star psi of incident wave. So put the values d by 2 and d by 2. It will be d square by 4, and we have one term 1 minus iota k2 by k1, and second term is 1 plus iota k2 by k1, and e raised to power plus iota k1x and e raised to power minus iota k1x. It will be e raised to power 0, which is 1, divided by this psi incident. It is again d by 2 means d square by 4. One term will be 1 plus iota k2 by k1, and second term will be its complex conjugate. And here we'll have minus iota k1x complex conjugate, and this is psi for incident wave. So this and this will be cancelled, this and this will be cancelled. So all are cancelled, and reflection coefficient comes out to be 1. So reflection coefficient comes out to be 1 means whole of the incident wave, it is being reflected back. So the reflection coefficient, it matches with the result of the classical mechanics, that incident wave, it is totally reflected. So this is same as that of predicted by classical mechanics. So now we will discuss transmission coefficient. Transmission coefficient is denoted by T. It will tell us the fraction of the incident wave transmitted into the region 2, and it is the ratio of transmitted probability current density to the incident probability current density. Incident probability current density So here we will have the wave function of the transmitted wave, and here we'll have the wave function of the incident wave. And this is incident wave is in region 1 where the velocity of the wave is v1, and in region 2 the velocity of the wave is v2. So this v2 by v1, it is equal to, when you will divide this, multiply and divide numerator and denominator by m, so this will be mv2, momentum of the particle in region 2, that will be p2, and mv1, it will be the momentum of particle in region 1. And this is, we know that momentum, it is related to de Broglie wavelength. Momentum is inversely proportional to de Broglie wavelength. It means this p1, it will be inversely proportional to lambda 1, and p2 will be inversely proportional to lambda 2. So this is equal to lambda 1 by lambda 2. And we know that k is equal to 2 pi by lambda, means lambda is equal to 2 pi by k. So lambda is inversely proportional to k. So this lambda 2 is inversely proportional to k2, lambda 1 is inversely proportional to k1. So indirectly this v2 by v1, it is equal to k2 by k1. So put this value instead of this v2 by v1. So we have transmission coefficient is equal to k2 by k1. Value of this wave function for transmitted wave is d e raised to power minus k2x. Here we'll have a same d star, which is d e raised to power minus k2x, and here we have d square by 4, 1 plus iota k2 by k1, 1 minus iota k2 by k1, e raised to power plus iota k1x into e raised to power minus iota k1x. So this will be e raised to power 0, that is 1, and this d square by d square, it will be cancelled out.